Okie doke. Well, again, welcome to the course. I just thought it'd be nice to do a quick tour of the syllabus. So I'm here on the Start Here page, and I click Syllabus, and I go to our specific syllabus. And so as we look at it here, usual stuff, name of the course, my information, my email, very important. Whoops. All right, so very important there. And office hours are by virtual appointment, and so you can just shoot me an email. That's probably better than calling on my office phone. And I'm very good about checking email if I'm going to be away from email for a while, where I can't really check it for, say, maybe 6 hours in a row or something. At least I'll try. Most of the time, I will send out an announcement to let you know that I'll be away for a little while. Otherwise, I should be able to get back to your emails very quickly. And I say away from when I'm, overnight, no, don't expect something at 3 a.m. So I'll be sleeping. Okay, so, again, usual stuff, catalog description, required text and resources. Our textbook is online, and we have links to it in the Blackboard page. I'll hit that on our tour of Blackboard. There's also some data and so forth that goes with it, some extras, and so that's good to have. It's all free. A spreadsheet. Now, I mentioned Google Sheets, and Google Sheets has gotten better, but I'd go with something that you can put on your computer, so you can work offline. So everybody is allowed to get Microsoft Excel. I will try to get those instructions. I don't know that I have those instructions on Blackboard right now, but I will try to get those on there so that if you're a Lindsay student, you should be able to get Microsoft Excel onto your computer. Google Sheets, OpenOffice Calc, that's a free one, and it's more or less what I use. I actually use something called LibreOffice, but it's based on OpenOffice Calc. But they pretty much all have the same commands within them. Now, some of the other things are a little different as far as their ribbon work and all that, but for the most part, spreadsheets are all the same. Desmos Graphing Calculator, that's cloud-based. You don't have to buy anything. You just go to the internet, and again, we'll see more of that in the tour of Blackboard. VoiceThread presentations, we will do our presentations through VoiceThread. Think of it as a very easy way to do voice over PowerPoint and to collaborate and get comments from each other. So it's a very good presentation tool for collaboration and exchange of ideas. It's also cloud-based, and you don't have to purchase anything there. Course objectives, we want to learn a little bit about statistical inference and develop our inquiry and analysis. We've got our learning outcomes here that you can look at, and here we get to the stuff that you care about greatly. How do you get your grade figured out? So we'll have discussions, every module except the last one. So the first 7 modules will have discussions. Those are pretty low key, hopefully not terribly high stakes feeling, anything like that. And it gives you a chance to go out and explore the world for some information having to do with statistics, and share with others, and read what others have found, and make comments. So it's a way to share with your classmates. That's 10%. We'll have quizzes in each of the first 7 modules. We have 2 chances at those, so you can take them once, you'll get your results. Now, when I say you get your results, you'll know whether you got something right or wrong, but you won't know what the right, it won't tell you the right answer. It may give you some hints for some of them with the wrong answer, but it won't tell you the right answer. But then you can get your feedback from that first quiz, and use that to help you to take the second quiz. And those are 20% of your final grade. We'll have projects. This is a project-based class, so they are the biggest portion of this here at 50%. Again, you could say a project in every module. There are these, what I'll call the module projects in the first 7 modules, and then the final project, which is supposed to be a semester project, in that we, as part of that, to keep you moving along on it, we'll have some preliminary presentations where we will use VoiceThread to make those presentations, so you and your classmates can make comments on each other's presentations to help each other out. And so that's 20%. And so it goes into kind of what I said there, about the 7 modules and so forth, and the final project, and these preliminary presentations. Now, all the projects you will submit in a PDF document. Okay. If it's not a PDF document, it doesn't get graded. It's not hard to make a PDF document. All you have to do, you can create it in Word, and then say export to a PDF, and there you go. It makes a PDF document. And so, I need you to do that. Part of the reason for asking you to do that is so I don't get 16 different files with different pictures, a bunch of picture files and so forth. No, it needs to be a report. Okay, each of these will be a report, all in one document. And if you have any trouble whatsoever in creating these from a technical point of view, all you have to do is ask, and I am very happy to help you out with working on those, creating those documents. Final project then is also a PDF document that you'll turn in, a report, but in addition to that, you will create a final presentation. So it mentions that here, and that will be a VoiceThread thing, and so you will turn that in, and then and again some preliminary pieces as you go through. Now, so this is a weighted average here, right? 10%, 20%, 50%, 20%. Now, I will ask Blackboard to put those weights in and so forth, but you need to be very, very careful about assuming that Blackboard has exactly your correct subtotal or weighted average. Now, why do you have to be so careful about that? Well, if you haven't turned something in, I don't tend to put a 0 there. I wait for you to turn it in. And well, if there's not the lights went off. I guess I'm just not animated enough. Sorry about that. There, I'll wave and they come back on. So you, if you don't have a grade there, Blackboard won't count it. So, suppose you get 50 out of 50 on one project and you don't turn in the other one on time. Well, right at that moment, Blackboard's going to say you have 100% of the points for the project because you have 50 out of 50 of what you've turned in. But if I had to report a grade right at that moment, I would say you had 50% because the project was due, you don't have it in yet, so therefore you only, you got a 0 if I had to report a grade. And so if you really want to know your grade, ask me. It's that easy. All you have to do is ask, and I'll do my best to tell you what I would report at that moment if I had to report your grade, and try to give you some context as to, oh, well, yeah, see, you're missing this, and that kind of thing. Okay. And so I go with basically a 90, 80, 70, 60 kind of scale with the weighted average. So if you have a 90% of the points under the weighted average, you get a A, and so forth. And so you can look at those there. Our tentative schedule, about 2 weeks per module after the first 2 modules. So the first 2 modules about a week each, and then about 2 weeks, that's the tentative schedule for these modules. And you see, so we spend quite a bit of time on chapter 1 in a way, but no more. It's 2 modules, but it's no more actual time than we spend on the other chapters. So about 2 weeks on chapter 1 and 2 weeks on each of the other chapters, and then the final project. And we've got our important dates, and then the usual policies that are college-wide and so forth are in a separate file that you can take a look at. So there's a quick, or at least a reasonably quick overview of the syllabus, and that's what we have. And if you have any questions, definitely just shoot me an email. Let me know what questions you have, and I will try to answer them. And I think that'll do it for this video.